The rumors are that Diddy was running some kind of Epstein-type deal where he was filming everybody, right?
That's the rumors, yeah. I don't know that there's any proof or anything other than that.
The thing is, like, we're getting the rumors from the internet, and the internet thinks that the Taliban took out that bridge in Baltimore. So it's like, who knows? Who knows what's real?
That's what Diddy's lawyers, I think, said. It was like, these are just trumped up charges. Not trumped up, I don't think they said that, but like charges.
Dude, when Homeland Security invades your house,
you got problems.
With dudes with guns and body armor.
Someone said that they weren't there to take stuff. They were there to delete everything. Like the real people that were in there, you know.
Oh,
like
that's
the same
funny.
Thing with Epstein.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's fun. Of course. There's layers upon layers. When you get into these conspiracy theories, man, they never end. They never end. There's just layers upon layers upon layers.
Diddy's trial continues to gain momentum as his former partner Cassie Ventura is now set to stand trial against him in the case. Shockingly, Diddy's legal team are hitting back, saying that Cassie was also very violent in the relationship and that the real victim is Diddy.
The government's lead witness in the Diddy trial, Cassie Ventura, was seen looking very pregnant with just 3 days to go until opening arguments are set to begin.
Cassie going into labor early is going to be a big problem for the prosecution. That's why they want to put her on first. If she goes into labor and is unable to attend, the prosecution will probably try to delay her testimony until the end of their case.
Day 4 of Diddy's trial has concluded, and the proceedings have taken a dramatic turn with the confirmation that Cassie Ventura will be the first witness to testify against him. The trial, which has already been marked by intense scrutiny and shocking allegations, is poised to delve deeper into the accusations of abuse, coercion, and that have been leveled against the music mogul. Diddy's legal team is attempting to counter these claims by arguing that Cassie was not a victim, but an active participant in a mutually violent relationship. They allege that she was physically abusive toward Diddy, painting him as the true victim in their dynamic. This strategy has been met with skepticism, particularly in light of the widely circulated video footage showing Diddy assaulting Cassie in a hotel hallway. The video, which Diddy has since apologized for, depicts a one-sided attack where Cassie is seen trying to escape while Diddy violently drags her back. The defense's claim that the footage was altered or doctored has been challenged by CNN, which maintains that the video is authentic and unedited.
The rumors are that Diddy was running some kind of Epstein-type deal where he was filming everybody, right?
That's the rumors, yeah. I don't know that there's any proof or anything other than that.
The thing is, like, we're getting the rumors from the internet, and the internet thinks that the Taliban took out that bridge in Baltimore. So it's like, who knows? Who knows what's real?
That's what Diddy's lawyers, I think, said. It was like, these are just trumped up charges. Not trumped up, I don't think they said that, but like charges.
Dude, when Homeland Security invades your house,
you got problems.
With dudes with guns and body armor.
Someone said that they weren't there to take stuff. They were there to delete everything. Like the real people that were in there, you know.
Oh,
like
that's
the same
funny.
Thing with Epstein.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's fun. Of course. There's layers upon layers. When you get into these conspiracy theories, man, they never end. They never end. There's just layers upon layers upon layers.
The trial's jury selection process is nearing completion, and the chosen jurors have confirmed their willingness to view explicit and graphic evidence, including the so-called freak-off tapes. These tapes allegedly depict fueled parties where women, including Cassie, were coerced into participating. Diddy's legal team argues that all activities were consensual, but prosecutors contend that the tapes reveal a pattern of exploitation and control. The jurors' ability to remain impartial while reviewing such material will be critical to the trial's outcome. Meanwhile, Diddy's nervous demeanor in court has not gone unnoticed. During proceedings, he requested a bathroom break, openly admitting to the judge that he was feeling anxious. This moment has been interpreted by some as a sign of the mounting pressure he faces, with the possibility of decades in prison looming over him.
We have some breaking news. A jury will not be picked today in the Sean Diddy Combs trial. Court started this morning with 45 potential jurors. The lawyers had hoped to cut that down to the final 12 plus 6 alternates, but now that'll have to wait until Monday.
Cassie's testimony is expected to be a pivotal moment in the trial. Unlike other accusers who have chosen to remain anonymous, Cassie will testify under her own name, adding a layer of credibility to her account. She is currently pregnant with her third child and is due to deliver next month, yet she has chosen to proceed with her testimony despite the personal challenges. Her decision to speak openly about her experiences could have far-reaching implications for Diddy's case, particularly as she is the only named victim in the federal lawsuit. Prosecutors have indicated that her testimony will dominate the first week of the trial, following brief appearances by two other witnesses. The defense, however, is preparing to challenge her credibility by presenting cell phone videos and what they claim is unaltered footage of the hotel incident. Their argument hinges on the idea that the relationship between Diddy and Cassie was fraught with mutual violence, a claim that the judge has already questioned by noting that even strong women can be coerced. Behind the scenes, sources close to the trial reveal that prosecutors have been meticulously preparing Cassie for her testimony, anticipating an aggressive cross-examination from Diddy's legal team. They've reportedly coached her on maintaining composure while recounting traumatic events, knowing the defense will seize on any inconsistency to undermine her credibility. Meanwhile, Diddy's camp has been scrambling to counter the narrative, even reaching out to former associates for character witnesses, though many have refused, fearing backlash. The tension in the courtroom is palpable, with observers noting Diddy's increasingly strained demeanor as the evidence mounts.
As the trial for Sean Diddy Combs begins, prosecutors are having trouble contacting one alleged victim. The trial for the disgraced media mogul entered its early stages May 5th, with jury selection happening over the following days. According to NBC News, lead prosecutor Maureen Comey told U.S. District Judge Arun Subramanian the prosecution had been unable to contact a witness identified as victim 3 in the indictment. According to the outlet, while prosecutors claim the unnamed woman, who reportedly previously said she'd wanted to use her real name while testifying despite the option to use a pseudonym, has, quote, very personal and explosive details about abuse she allegedly suffered under Sean Diddy Combs. Comey told the judge, however, that the prosecution has been unable to make contact with the woman's lawyer, and that they're unsure the woman would even show up in court if they are even able to make contact or issue a subpoena to do so.
One unexpected twist has been the emergence of old interviews and social media posts from Diddy's inner circle, which prosecutors are using to highlight contradictions in his public persona versus private behavior. A resurfaced clip from a 2010 interview shows him joking about keeping secrets, which the prosecution now frames as a veiled admission of his control over damaging information. The defense has dismissed this as harmless bravado, but the jury's reaction suggests otherwise. With each day, the trial feels less like a legal proceeding and more like a reckoning, one that could redefine power dynamics in Hollywood for years to come. The trial has also brought to light the involvement of several high-profile celebrities, including Michael B. Jordan, Mike Myers, and Kanye West, though none have been accused of wrongdoing. Their names are expected to surface during the proceedings, adding another layer of intrigue to the case. Celebrity attorney Mark Garagos has been spotted in the courtroom, reportedly advising Diddy's legal team on jury selection, though he has not formally joined the defense. The presence of such figures underscores the trial's high-stakes nature and the widespread interest it has generated. Diddy's legal team is aggressively working to suppress key evidence, including the hotel surveillance footage and materials seized during raids on his properties. They argue that the search warrants used to obtain this evidence were unconstitutional and that the government presented a distorted picture of reality to secure them. The defense has also challenged the admissibility of the CNN footage, claiming it was manipulated to misrepresent the events. CNN has denied these allegations, stating that the original footage remains intact and unaltered. The outcome of these motions could significantly impact the trial, as the footage is central to the prosecution's case. The allegations against Diddy extend beyond Cassie's accusations, with prosecutors painting him as the leader of a criminal enterprise that orchestrated and operations. The trial is expected to reveal disturbing details about these activities, including the alleged coercion of women into fueled parties. The prosecution's case is bolstered by a high conviction rate in the Southern District of New York, where the trial is being held. Diddy's defense, meanwhile, is scrambling to counter these claims, arguing that the activities were consensual and that the allegations are overblown. As the trial progresses, the public is getting a clearer picture of the dark underbelly of Diddy's empire. The proceedings have already exposed the lengths to which his team is willing to go to discredit accusers and suppress evidence. With Cassie's testimony on the horizon, the trial is set to take an even more explosive turn. The stakes could not be higher for Diddy, who faces the possibility of life in prison if convicted. The next phase of the trial will likely delve deeper into the graphic and salacious details of the allegations, testing the limits of the jury's impartiality and the public's appetite for the sordid revelations. The trial against Diddy has become a lightning rod for discussions about power, exploitation, and accountability in the entertainment industry. As the prosecution prepares to present its case, the focus has shifted to the broader network of alleged co-conspirators and the systemic nature of the crimes Diddy is accused of. The defense, meanwhile, is doubling down on its strategy of attacking the credibility of the evidence and the accusers. One of the most contentious points of debate has been the so-called freak-off tapes, which prosecutors claim depict non-consensual acts orchestrated by Diddy. His lawyers, however, insist these tapes show nothing more than adults engaging in consensual, albeit unconventional behavior. The jury's interpretation of these tapes could make or break the case, as they are central to the prosecution's argument that Diddy used his influence to manipulate and control vulnerable individuals. Adding to the drama, texts allegedly sent by Diddy to Cassie after the 2016 hotel incident have been read aloud in court. In these messages, Diddy pleads with Cassie to call him, stating, "The cops are here. I got 6 kids. Yo, please call. I'm surrounded. You're going to abandon me all alone." Prosecutors argue these texts demonstrate Diddy's awareness of his wrongdoing and his fear of consequences. The defense, however, has dismissed them as irrelevant, claiming they do not prove coercion or abuse. This back and forth highlights the trial's broader theme, the battle over narrative control. The prosecution is painting Diddy as a predator who used his wealth and status to evade accountability, while the defense is framing him as a victim of overzealous prosecutors and opportunistic accusers.
When it's all said and done, I expect Diddy's legal fees to be in excess of $10 million. That's going to include pre-trial, the trial itself, and any appeals.
The trial has also reignited conversations about the culture of silence in Hollywood and the music industry. Comedian Cat Williams and podcast host Joe Rogan have publicly speculated about the extent of Diddy's alleged crimes, with Rogan comparing him to Jeffrey Epstein in terms of the scale of his operations and the powerful connections he cultivated. These comparisons have fueled rumors that Diddy may have been involved in a larger network of exploitation, with some suggesting he collected compromising material on high-profile figures to ensure their silence. While these claims remain unproven, they have added a layer of intrigue to the trial, with many wondering if other celebrities will be implicated as the proceedings unfold. One of the most disturbing aspects of the case is the allegation that Diddy targeted young and aspiring artists, luring them into situations where they were allegedly coerced into performing sexual acts. Jonathan Audi, a former associate of Diddy, has claimed in past interrogations that he witnessed Diddy directing sexual encounters with Cassie and others. Audi's statements, though controversial and unverified, align with the prosecution's argument that Diddy operated a sophisticated system of control and manipulation. The defense has dismissed Audi as an unreliable witness with a grudge, but his claims have nonetheless contributed to the public's perception of Diddy as a figure who abused his power. The involvement of other celebrities, even tangentially, has further complicated the trial. Names like Jamie Foxx have surfaced, with Foxx hinting at past conflicts with Diddy in cryptic social media posts. While Foxx has not directly accused Diddy of any crimes, his comments have fueled speculation about the extent of Diddy's influence and the potential fallout for others in the industry. Similarly, Elon Musk's remarks on Joe Rogan's podcast about Diddy's political connections have added a conspiratorial edge to the trial, though these claims remain unsubstantiated. The prosecution has been careful to focus on the evidence at hand, but the specter of a wider scandal looms over the proceedings. As the trial moves forward, the defense faces an uphill battle. The sheer volume of evidence, including videos, texts, and witness testimonies, presents a significant challenge. Diddy's legal team has argued that the case against him is built on distorted facts and sensationalism, but the prosecution's methodical approach and high conviction rate suggest they are confident in their ability to secure a guilty verdict. The trial continues to unfold with new revelations and twists. The next phase will likely delve deeper into the graphic details of the allegations, testing the jury's resolve and the public's stomach for the sordid realities of the case. Whether Diddy is ultimately held accountable or walks free, the trial has already exposed the dark underbelly of fame and power, leaving an indelible mark on the entertainment industry and the broader cultural conversation about abuse and exploitation. The stakes could not be higher, and the world is waiting to see how it all ends.